I don't know why every time I eat something really delicious, I get into like karate mode. Or I just want to like, whoa! But I guess that's what the movement of delicious is. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm TheJoshElkin, and today I'm making something I've never made before. Today I'm making al pastor on a vertical spit. Let's get on with the recipe. So I saw this documentary on Netflix called The Taco Chronicles, and it made me obsessed with trying to make al pastor on my own. To a blender, I'm adding some dried guajillo peppers, a little bit of pineapple juice, some white vinegar, and chipotle powder or paste if you can find it, some cumin, dried oregano, and garlic powder. I'm gonna blend all of that up, and this is gonna be the marinade for the boneless pork shoulder. Once all the ingredients in the blender have combined to an even consistent paste, I'm gonna add it to the pork. Now you could put the pork in a bowl and cover it, or you could use a Ziploc bag. Now once the marinade and the pork have met, you wanna mix it all together to make sure that you're stretching the marinade throughout the entire piece of meat. Then I put it in the fridge for an hour at least, preferably overnight. After the meat is marinated, you can take it out of the Ziploc bag or bowl and look at the color of this. Oh my goodness, that looks good already. If you're using a vertical rotisserie, you want to just lay it out on a piece of parchment paper so that there's no mess and start skewering the meat evenly on the rod. If you're using a DIY wooden skewer situation, then you're going to want to secure the wooden skewers into a thick cut piece of pineapple. Then proceed to layer. There's one thing I know about al pastor is that you need some pineapple. So on top of this pile of skewered meat, I'm going to add a really thick piece of pineapple so that when it cooks, the juices drip down the entire thing. In case you guys are wondering and you want to purchase your own vertical rotisserie, check out my Amazon store link in the description. Okay, now while the meat cooks, I'm going to make a guajillo chili salsa. The first thing you want to do is toast the peppers and the garlic. This is going to release the natural oils and it's going to soften everything up. After a few minutes, cut the stems off and then soak the peppers in some water. This is going to really soften them up so that when we put them in the blender, they blend up into a paste. But make sure you save some of that water because we're going to use it to thin out the salsa. At this point, the garlic should be slightly cooked, should be slightly soft as well. You want to take it out of its skin and put it in a blender. And to that blender, I'm also going to add some of these rehydrated guajillo peppers. I'm going to add some cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, and some white vinegar. Now, remember before I said to save some of that water from the rehydration of the guajillos? This is where you add a little bit at a time. It's going to help thin it out, but make sure you don't add too much because you don't want this to be too watery. Now you just got to blend it all together, and you're going to see this rich guajillo red come to the forefront. Taste it. Make sure that it's good. If you need to add some salt and pepper, then do so. Now, in my research, a lot of people said that salsa is not typically traditionally eaten with al pastor. What is typically eaten with al pastor is chopped up onions and chopped up cilantro with some lime. Now, if there's one thing I'm really not that good at, it's making tortillas. But I thought, what the heck, let's give it a shot. In this bowl, I got some masa with a little bit of salt, and I'm adding some hot water. After mixing it and creating a dough, I'm gonna let it sit for like 5 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna press them into tortillas. Now, although these did work out and they tasted pretty good, I am far from becoming a corn tortilla master. In fact, in hindsight, store-bought versions are probably better than anything I can produce. After frying the tortillas on either side and creating a decent vessel for this al pastor, it's time to cut this bad boy up, and look at this meat. It looks so juicy, and spoilers, it was. Okay, locked and loaded, corn tortilla in hand. I'm gonna add a generous amount of this succulent pork, some chopped up white onions, a little bit of cilantro, and some lime juice, and then some of my guajillo salsa. All right, it was definitely a journey, but a journey well worth the wait. The amount of flavor that is going through each sliver of this meat is unmatched. I eat this piece and I get punched in the face with a variety of peppers, with some pineapple tang, and of course, that deliciousness that we all know and love of pork. Listen, our taste buds could be friends if you want them to be. All they have to do is check out the link in the description down below, which will bring you to the recipe. It's on my website, recipechampions.com, along with a lot more of my recipes. So go check that out and make this ridiculousness today. I'm not sure you guys counted how many corn tortillas I made. This right here is the last one.